first topic I just want to again bring back to the board. I talked about it last month. Is the statewide regionalization plan that's going on. This was came down from the state ed department August roughly. That is requiring all the schools to collect a bunch of data, student performance data, attendance data, listing the clubs we offer, the sports we offer, et cetera, and compiling all this into a planning document that they provide it for that. So we're in the process of doing that right now. It was supposed to be due November 1st, and they just gave us an extension yesterday, I think, or Tuesday. They gave an extension for that. But so that'll be the tool that each district will work off of to plan the next step, which will be each of us getting together. It's by BOCE, so the 22 component school districts and Questar will get together and look at our data, look at what we offer, and kind of talk about what can we do as a region to support each other so that all kids, regardless of zip code, have access to high quality programs, offerings, et cetera, for that. And so that is due next year at this time. Yep, you can see what we're doing there. So, so that'll be the work for the remainder of this school year after November, and probably over the summer as well, is when we'll probably finish that up for that. Oops. Before I go to that, and so I was with the commissioner on Monday, or Tuesday, with my colleagues, and so we asked her a bunch of questions on this and her team, and so why are we doing this, right? And it's regionalization. It has nothing to do with mergers. That's not the point of this, to merge schools or anything. It's not to reorganize districts, et cetera. It's to they are looking from us, the component districts, ideas on how we can maintain or even enhance what we're doing in our schools now and do it collectively. And they want this information so that they can advocate for us across the street with the legislature and the governor, and also to provide any regulatory relief that we may recommend for that. So, if we recommend, we'd like to do something, but maybe we need some flexibility with certifications or or busing or something like that, that's something they could possibly change in regulations. Another key piece of this is the realization that the governor's made it very clear with the Rockefeller Commission or Institute that she is going to be looking at how foundation aid is given to state schools across the state. And in any kind of scenario right now, and it has not been revealed yet, it's supposed to come out in December, upstate schools are probably going to take a hit. There's questions about whether what they call Save Harmless aid will still be around. And what Save Harmless is, it's for any school that's been losing enrollment, like us, pretty much every school in the capital region for that. In other words, we can't get less aid if we have less kids. They're looking to whittle that away, possibly. The governor might propose that. So this is kind of a first step. And if state aid starts to either be flat, like it was for us this current year, right? Our state aid was 0, right, Ryan, or a little less. Yeah. State aid, or starts to decline, how do we continue to do all the things that we're doing now here? And so that's what's kind of the impetus for these conversations to occur now before we're potentially facing several fiscal cliffs in the next several years for that. So regionalization, so those conversations. But I'll keep you updated as we go forward on that. Yep.
What's the expectation of participating in this conversation?
So they are facilitating everything. So Gladys, Dr. Cruz, is facilitating all of this, the conversations, supporting us in the process. So will be, doing this with her guidance and help, because as the liaison with the commissioner in this regard. One thing I'd also say, as the commissioner said, this is not to create like super BOCES. It's not to create all these. Now if that's something we think would work, to have BOCES take over some other programs, so be it. But that's not what this is about either for that. So it's looking for, again, things that sometimes we do, like for instance, we have kids here from Burn Knox and Catskill. That's an example of regionalization approach. We're combining our needs and one person providing the resources, et cetera. So I'm for that. So transportation's a biggie that a lot of people are looking at for a variety of reasons. No bus drivers and just the cost. or the soon-to-be ridiculous cost of EV buses. So how are we going to manage, that transportation and such going forward? So it's really up to us to come up with the ideas, and then present them, regionally and then to the state. And again, what we might need or want is going to be completely different than what like Nassau County might want or need, because the 1 square mile school districts with 10,000 kids don't have the same needs as 100 Tannersville, may have. So that's why it's definitely locally driven. It's not a top-down in the sense we have to do it, but they're not telling us what we should be doing. We provide them with the ideas of how we think we can maintain everything or enhance what we're already doing. I just wanted to give a quick update for teacher learning. We had a half day on the 17th where our K-6 RTI and teaching assistants were involved in that, received some more training with Benchmark Advance, which is our literacy, K-6 literacy program. Other teachers worked on curriculum revisions and updating their assessments, their formative assessments. And there was some TCI training for our paraprofessionals. This Monday is a full conference day, the 21st. The classroom teachers, K-6, will be getting some additional training in Benchmark Advance. Curriculum revisions, again, will continue to work, assessment updates. Our classroom teachers in grades 3-12 will be getting training on, it's called Rooms. It's connected to our website and also connected to, like, when you get the auto calls or the alert messages. And so this will allow parents on the app to go on the app, and if they got a kid in the high school, they click on the kid's name and the kid's schedule will pop up, and then they'll be able to see the kid's schedule, and they click on, like, science, and they'll get all the information from the science teacher that they do a lot of times through Google Classroom and such. So it's kind of a one-stop shop communication tool for our parents for that. So for the teachers, a lot of them are very active using Google Classroom. It's just, they just have to go in and, like, flip a switch. So everything they do in Google Classroom will go into Rooms, so they don't have to do it twice. So, we'll start, once the teachers are comfortable with that, we'll start rolling that out to parents and highlighting that. There's also going to be some AI training, a little bit of that on the 21st. We're going to expand on that going forward, just to give some teachers some different tools that they can use to help them support their work that they do. Bystander training. So we're looking at partnering with the University of Buffalo to come in and provide some training to our students, our middle high school students, on bystander intervention. And for that, it's part of a huge research study that they're doing out there as well. And so right now we're looking at, we're in the process of getting all the forms ready, the permission slips and all that necessary. So parents will have to sign off on this as well for the kids to participate in the training for that. It takes about 80 minutes, so about 2 class periods that we'll do this on. We have to decide whether we're going to do it all in 80 or 2 separate days for that. So that's, I think I've shared some of the books or slide decks about this on there. So we think this will be a nice added addition to give our kids some tools to help their friends out, if they see something going on. Transcripts. Let's put this on here. I know the board is aware. We've had some requests to do some different things on our transcripts. I just wanted to, again, where we're at now and where we probably will be. The past practice has been that when kids took college courses independently, like from what they might do at CA, like they go to Co-Green or Hudson Valley in the summer and take a class. What has happened is we put that class on the transcript and convert it over for GPA and class rank. That's been the past practice here for that. So, some questions have come up about that and why do we, do that. So we asked schools around the region, what do they do for this situation? And if there's 8 schools we heard back, there's 8 different ways they do it, for that. So, so we've had some conversations internally with the counselors who obviously live this every day. We're kind of looking at, for going forward, to if kids are taking college classes but they're not for high school credit, then we're not going to put them on our transcript anymore. So, and just so it's clean across the board. Because some other issues we have is Hudson Valley sends us the grades, but Co-Green doesn't. So we may never know if a kid goes to Co-Green and takes a class over the summer, but Hudson Valley sent them to us, and I don't know why it's different, but it is. So it'll just kind of make it clean in that regard. Certainly if a student goes to Hudson Valley and takes, Engineering 101, and they want to send it to the admissions office, the colleges, they can do that now, and they could have a lot of our kids take Code Green classes in school. For the courses they take that also are for high school credit, I think a lot of our kids take U.S. history for college credit, with Tracy Watson. So they get the high school credit, but they're also getting college credit. Those will stay on the transcript and be part of the GPA and class rank as we go forward. So there's not really any change there in that component. So the question is, what do we have a request for right now about doing that now as opposed to in the future, and there's pros and cons to it. This regard, so we're still kind of debating that up a little bit, what to do. So if we want to backdate some transcripts or not, I guess that's the best way to put it. So typically, if it's on a transcript, it stays on a transcript. So with that.
So if they're taking independent of us, they're not included on the transcript or the GPA or the class rank. Is that what?
Right now, they are.
What is this?
But in the future, they will not.
Because it just said not included on transcripts. So including GPA and class rank, all three of those things?
Correct.
They won't be included.
They won't have like this thing.
Will it be recorded somehow? Or will you just not know?
Code Green still, like I took classes through college, Code Green still kept track of the fact that I did that.
Right.
But it wasn't through CA. It just went towards like my college stuff, but not towards anything for high school. So I had to transfer those transcripts from Code Green,
Right.
which took it took a lot more time then than it does now.
Yeah.
But like that's all I would do when I went to school to New Paltz. I paid for a transcript through Code Green, and I paid for,
Right.
and I just told the peer to transfer my high school one, and they took. So it wasn't.
Does anybody tell kids that? Or
Yeah.
You
No, they were like, you have to go do the Code Green one, because you have to
Just so
physically
they're
do it.
not
Now it's all online.
Yeah.
Before you had to physically go,
Yeah.
and they had to check and make sure it was you, but now it's a lot easier.
And this is also why we want to, moving forward, go to this spot, because it's, people are told, but people maybe not hear, So about how that process works. So it just kind of we're kind of the middle people here, the middle person in this, so it kind of eliminates that. So if I'm a up and coming senior and I go over to Code Green, or not, that's probably Hudson Valley, and take a couple classes over the summer. I want those classes I want to send them to the admissions office to, SUNY Oswego, then I just, contact HDC, and, you click a button now, like Tara said, and it'll go for that. So
The classes they take here, but they want to send us in as we go. We would
they do both. So they'll get a Coxsackie-Athens high school transcript, and it'll say, college U.S. history, and that'll be the grade. But they'll also have Code Green send a transcript as well that says History 101. So there's proof, because there's proof that they actually was a college class.
Yeah, just so no one takes something and it doesn't get credit for it.
Correct. Yes, yeah, they do. And again, any SUNY credits a kid takes, if they go to any other SUNY school, they're accepted.
Yeah.
So that's guaranteed. Most out-of-state schools take them too, not all. And I know private schools don't necessarily do it as well, but but that's part of the things there. So that's where we're at. So yeah. Any other questions on that at the moment? Some recognitions. I didn't bring them with me, though I'll bring them because I didn't want to drop them in the parking lot. But we received a sportsmanship award from the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. For the work we're doing on that. So kudos to Kurt and the coaches. Again, we also received the school distinction. This is because all of our varsity teams were recognized for scholar athlete teams, which is great. I think it's our 4th year in a row for that recognition. So great reason why we have athletics. And just also we're at Apple Distinguished District. Our 4 schools have been designated, but now the district as a whole is, and we're one of 17 in the country with that designation. For the innovative practices that are going on and such in our classrooms. Some other recognitions, it's Board Appreciation Month here at CA. It's also Board Appreciation Week across New York State. So just want to we'll do more next week. But I just want to say, appreciation there. We should be on social media, our posting, right? So
Yeah, I didn't agree with that. Picture me. Listen to my dad. Oh, I was gonna say. We should have got a photo release.
It's in our calendar. I thought yours looked like a professional photo. I saw yours. It looked good. So, I don't know. So, all right. Thank you. Did that. Just also thanks to the EJ PTO for the dinner and everything they put on here. And one last thing, kind of going back to what Bart talked about, I just found us out this afternoon from Mr. Wilkinson that he started talking with folks. I guess Taconic is also going to be dropping football, so to speak. So he started talking with their AD, and so we have 2 games, but it's going to be 8-man football. So we got an 8-man game against Taconic and then Catskill. Really hasn't had a team at all this year, but they've had kids practice and stuff like that. So he's been able to organize 2 games. I don't know the dates yet, but I'll get those out just through that. So that's good news for the kids. So they get to. Yes. Of course, I know the one's at Taconic, so I'm sorry about that. Not travel, but good that. So we'll get that word out, I think, once we get the dates settled and everything like that. So I appreciate Kurt, and the coaches, looking around. And 8-man could be the future, here. It is in every other part of the state. We're the only section, I believe, that does not offer it, besides maybe Long Island, 8-man football. And we also got the green light from the state to do this. So put that out there. So again, thanks on that. That's it. Any other questions?
All right, so if you recall, a couple of months ago now, concerns were raised over the representation that we received as it relates to our filing against the Greene County IDA. We went back to them, to our attorneys, and they were in agreement that they did not represent us to the fullest. They reimbursed the district the full amount that was billed for those services that both Sydney, Meredith, and myself reviewed and agreed with them. That was to the tune of just over $19,000. So that has been returned to the district in full. That is now a case closed, pun intended, that we've come full circle, and they made good on work that was not done properly. So, and they did acknowledge that. Second, any questions on that before I move on? Okay. Secondly, down below in your, excuse me, sections 16 and 17 are the audit, excuse me, documents. The first set in section 16 is the financial reports and the financial statements. I'm sorry, the financial statements audit is item A, and then the corrective action plan is item B. Did anybody have any questions about the corrective action plan, and/or did anybody from the finance committee want me to review those now? In totality. Okay. And then I will ask the same question in regards to the extra classroom activity funds audit. Did anybody have any questions for me on the proposed corrective action plan for that? Okay. If you do have questions, by all means, please just get a hold of me. I'll be happy to answer them. I did want to, and then finally, I'm sorry, I've got one more thing here, the ST3 submission. The ST3, which is a very long report that we have to put together annually, has been submitted. We are now just working through the state reviewing it and sending me, requests for more information and/or changes. And then finally, I did just want to do my monthly shout-outs for this week, or this month. It's going to be 5 different people's or groups. Food service, doing an excellent job with the free meals. They've been on top of it. They've done an excellent job so far. I just want to make sure they were acknowledged. We had Curtapalooza, aka Homecoming Weekend, and it went really well. It was just a job well done overall. I did want to give a shout out to Mr. Bennett, who's behind me, and his custodial team for their efforts in helping to not only schedule additional time, but to put in those efforts throughout that weekend. And a special shout out to Sean, Dylan, and Kyle. This place looks amazing. They did a great job. Mr. Martino clearly runs a tight ship down here, so they're doing awesome. I love it. Transportation, Ted continues to navigate our transportation woes as far as the driver shortage. So I did want to just acknowledge that as well. And then finally, I'm going to give Kelsey Reed all the credit in the world. She is absolutely knocking it out of the park in our treasurer's office. She was incredible through the audit process. She puts that auditor hat on anytime I have a question for an auditor but can't call the auditor, so I can ask Kelsey. So she's been tremendously helpful through that, as well as assisting in the ST3 process as well. So I just want to make sure that her efforts did not go unnoticed. And I feel terrible, but I made her sit through a finance committee meeting on her birthday on Tuesday. I failed. I should have known it was her birthday. I did not. And then it was her birthday in the morning, and I said, "Why are you coming?" And she said, I noticed in the morning because I wasn't here on Friday, but everybody else had put up the streamers. They put all the streamers and everything up, and I'm like, it's her birthday. I feel terrible. She's got to go to a finance committee meeting and talk about an audit for an hour and a half. What's that?
He still kept the meeting on.
So, yeah, I know. But, okay, that's all I have. If nobody has any questions for me.